Hey, this is a little bit of a response to my buddy Ben's video that he just released over at 3T, talking about he had some scheduling mess and he was going to go over his numbers, but he was kind of talking about the challenges that they had in the business. I want to share something with you, and I think it's important. You'll hear me talk about in these videos my challenges, and look, I think it is extremely critical that as an industry, we talk about the hard stuff too. We talk about the stuff that goes wrong. I think a lot of folks are out here looking at these businesses and they're saying, man, they've got it made. They've got it figured out. A lot of these techs who comment about the owners and they're like, oh, they're just taking advantage and they don't know what it's like to really do work. Honey, let me tell you, owning a business is one of the most difficult, can be one of the most heartbreaking and most stressful things you'll ever do in your entire life. It will work you half to death. I think it is extremely important that we talk about these challenges and help folks understand just exactly what it is to own a business. So when Ben posted his story about having struggles with his scheduling and really having to bust butt to fix the problem, I thought, you know what, I want to share my story. And my story is kind of similar to what he was going through. The shop is up around 5.3% on the year. Now, why is that significant? It's significant because this is the first year that the shop has not been up over 30%. Now, there is a lot of reasons for that. I've told y'all that we're restructuring our staff. We're working really hard to make sure that we have the right people in the right seats. If you know anything about EOS, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And we're making adjustments based on that concept. And we're also making adjustments to give me some of my life back. I don't mean to be a big pansy about it, but for years, all my friends, those closest to me, told me, Lucas, you're putting too much in. You are committing too much time, you're doing too much, you're working yourself too hard. And I enjoyed every single minute of that work. What I never thought about happening was what if something happens that takes me from where I'm at right now and applies substantial additional stress, substantial additional workload that I have no choice but to take. And that's exactly what happened. And let me tell you, that was overload. That was too much. And I recognized in that whole thing that I needed to put some systems in place, some people in place to take some of that workload. And I did. Hired a manager. And I've told you that we've had some struggles and some growing pains throughout that. He's doing a really good job. But towards the beginning of 2025, he met with his coach through the Institute. Fantastic coach, really smart guy, similar beliefs to what I have. I'm good friends with him, known him for a while. And my manager misunderstood what his coach was telling him to do. And my manager made scheduling changes. And I've told you that I'm trying to not interject myself, that I'm not trying to involve myself in his day-to-day and take away his autonomy. So I didn't say anything, but I kind of mentioned like, hey dude, are you sure? We went on for a couple months implementing this system, and by May, we were coming out of May with the worst May we have had in 6 or 7 years. And so by the beginning of June, it was clear that something had to change. Now, it's not just about money, right? For me, the primary motivating factor in my business is taking care of my clients. I want to make sure my clients are taken care of. I want to make sure they get a fantastic product. And at this point in time, they were not. The scheduling had made such a mess out of things that cars weren't moving. They were gridlocked. And I jumped in and started working to resolve that. I don't know why. I guess it's just the way my mind works, but that is one of the few things that I'm really good at. work dispatch, organizing the day, dispatching to strengths, understanding what we have, how long it's going to take, and implementing the snowball method. Now, I came in, I found a bunch of jobs that were super simple, that we should have worked through and gotten in and out really quick, that had just been sitting there. We got in, we knocked those out, we did what we call a triage. We start working through to figure out how complex and how difficult are these jobs going to be. And so we started working to get those jobs moved out of the shop. I am not going to lie to you. It has been a long time since I've had to turn wrenches on a daily basis, and it absolutely whipped my butt. I'm old now. I'm fat now. Terribly out of shape. Y'all see me walking every night making these videos trying to get back in shape. But the problem was so severe that I had to jump in and had to help. Now, the last 2 weeks, and it's the first and second week of June, last 2 weeks, we brought ourselves back with 3 techs. We're holding about 40, almost 50,000 a week. This week, well, the end of this week, I think we're right at 84, 85,000 for the 2 weeks. And that is way below where we're supposed to be. We've got a new tech that's new tech that's training. He's an experienced tech, but we have a very complex system, the way we do things, the way we document things. And so we've got to spend about 4 weeks training him to get him up to snuff or up to speed on how we do our documentation. And I think things will smooth over really quickly. Why am I sharing all this? Well, I'm sharing all this to help you understand that, man, like, you can have it all figured out. You can have the business doing what the business is supposed to do, and life can happen and things can unravel right in front of you. Now, praise God, my shop has not unraveled. It's not something where I can't pay my bills, but these ebbs and flows are going to be things that you experience in business ownership. There's going to be heartaches, there's going to be pain, there's going to be suffering, there's going to be frustration. It's just part of it. You can't let it get to you. You can't let it knock you down. You got to keep going. And, I think my primary motivation to keep going is that my, family's depending on me and my clients are depending on me. So, look, just because things are down, things are not where you want them to be right now, do not give up. Do not let up. Keep pushing. It will get better. Rick White told me one time, he said, "You are about to have a permanent reaction to a temporary problem." Now, that terminology has long stuck with me. I couldn't tell you why, but it has definitely stuck with me over the years, and it's something I see a lot of shop owners do. So how about you take a deep breath, relax a little bit, and just keep moving forward. Keep solving the problems that are in front of you. Keep fixing one little thing at a time. Get your business to where you want it to be. But don't give up in the hard times, y'all. Just keep pushing. Y'all have a good one.